Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Elderly farmer found dead outside St. Bede's home. An elderly man was found dead outside his home at Red Bank in Junction, St. Elizabeth on Sunday morning. He has so far been identified as Alberto Powell, a farmer who is believed to be in his 60s. Residents reported they found the now deceased lying on the ground behind his 3-bedroom concrete structure in a pool of blood. The residents summoned the police, who saw Powell's lifeless body lying on its back with what appeared to be a stab wound to the throat. He was clad in a grey-colored track pants, a blue and white long-sleeve jogging-type shirt, blue and white-colored polo brand sneakers, and a white pea cap. Powell was reported last seen alive about 4:30 p.m. on Saturday at a neighbor's home. One of the back doors to Powell's home was half open, the police stated. Entertainer among 2 shot dead in downtown Kingston. An entertainer was one of 2 men shot dead by a gunman on Beckford Street in downtown Kingston Sunday morning. A 3rd man was shot and injured during the incident. The entertainer has been identified as 34-year-old Christopher Palmer, who goes by the stage name Venom. He was reportedly from Orange Street in Kingston. The other man was named as 42-year-old Kirk Palmer, otherwise called Chucky, a higgler from Kingston. The wounded man is 25 years old security guard, the police stated. Reports are that about 1:15 a.m., Venom and Palmer at a location where Palmer's common-law wife operates a clothing store and a hangout. Police said they were approached by 2 men traveling on foot and armed with guns who opened gunfire. When the shooting subsided, it was discovered that both men were shot several times. Venom died on the spot while Palmer was transported to hospital where he was confirmed dead. The wounded man reported that he was returning from work when he heard explosions and began running. He later realized he had been shot in the right lower arm. His injuries are not considered life-threatening. No motive has been established for the attack, the police stated. Man killed in daylight shooting in Golden Springs, St. Andrew. The St. Andrew North Police are probing the daring daylight murder of a man in Golden Springs Square in the parish. The police were at the scene. The man, who has been identified by his alias Kojo, a relative told reporters that the man's sibling was also shot and killed almost a year ago. The now deceased was reportedly standing in the square when he was attacked by a gunman. The incident occurred about 10:45 a.m. Eyewitnesses told reporters that over 12 rounds were discharged, sending people scampering. Pharmacy in Linstead robbed by men posing as members of the security forces. Men posing as members of the security forces on Saturday robbed a pharmacy in Linstead, St. Catherine. Investigators attached to the St. Catherine North Police are searching for the 4 men. It is reported that around 3 p.m., 2 men dressed as cops and 2 others dressed as members of the Jamaica Defense Force entered the pharmacy and then proceeded to rob it. The men took an undetermined sum of cash. They escaped in a waiting car. The matter was reported to the police. Bashing polls, Firebrand MP Everett Warmington says JLP will secure election victory. Charging that the People's National Party is ahead only in its mind, Firebrand, Member of Parliament Everett Warmington, is predicting that Prime Minister Andrew Holness will create history by securing a 3rd consecutive term in the office. Warmington said massive crowd at the National Arena in St. Andrew for the ruling Jamaica Labour Party 80th Annual Conference is indicative of a victory for the party. I have been in politics for 54 years and I have never seen this. I had to park at Stanton Terrace and walk to the gate. I could neither go or come. I have never had to park on the streets out there and walk to come here, Warmington lamented. And you talk about PNP ahead? Them ahead in what? Them mine? He asked. Earlier, a supporter of the overheard saying, them say river come down, but this a snow come down, in reference to the huge turnout. Warmington, however, said the massive show of support is more like a tsunami. Snow no fall ya, a tsunami. Talk about them ahead in polls, but I don't know where they get that from. This is the 3rd term, 4th term and 5th term, he said while discarding a Don Polo Anderson as a nonsense. According to him, persons are flocking the Jamaica Labour Party because the Prime Minister not only has the right message, but has put in the work and deserves a 3rd term. He has worked immensely. We, not a bag of mouth, and listen to nonsense that others attack. Them can only talk, not perform. Andrew Holness will get a 3rd term and will be the first JLP government to get a 3rd term, he added. I just want this case to be over. The 6-year wait to get a judge's notes on proceedings has left senior citizen Monica Somerville frustrated, depressed and upset that her appeal cannot proceed against a Supreme Court ruling. Somerville had filed a suit seeking a declaration that she was the spouse of the now deceased Carl Downey, with whom she cohabited for more than 40 years. A hearing took place in 2017, and the judge ruled that she was not the Downey spouse. She filed an appeal in July 2017 against the ruling, and the Court of Appeal granted her a stay in the order pending the outcome of the appeal. But to date, she is yet to receive the judge's notes in order to proceed with the case. Senior attorney at law Bert Samuels has described the delay as travesty of justice and a denial of a fair hearing within a reasonable time. Speaking with reporters last week, Somerville outlined that numerous trips she had made to the registry of the Court of Appeal, but on each occasion, she was told that the judge's notes were still outstanding, so her appeal cannot proceed. I am so frustrated. I have been having sleepless nights because I just want this case to be over, Somerville stated. On February 5, 2021, a letter was sent to the Court of Appeal Registry to attorney at law Carlin McFarlane, who is representing Somerville, stating that there was no response to our request for a certified copy of the record of proceedings, reasons for judgment, and notes of evidence as required under the Court of Appeal rules. Last week, McFarlane told reporters that she had been making recent checks and, up to recently, she was told that the registry has not received the documents from the Supreme Court. Somerville said she has written to Chief Justice asking him to intervene in the matter. Following a dispute between Somerville and Tamale Kelly K. Downey, daughter of the deceased, over a dwelling house, Somerville filed a suit in the Supreme Court seeking to be declared the spouse of the deceased by the Interstate Estate and Property Charges Act, but her application was refused by Justice Nicole Summons on June 9, 2017. The dispute is over a house in Golden Meadow, St. Andrew, which Somerville claimed that she and her now deceased Carl Constantine Downey bought in 1977. But because the National Housing Trust restricted at the time, she said her name was not placed on the title. The defendant claimed otherwise and was told by the court that Somerville was only a helper and a friend to her father. Somerville then filed several grounds of appeal on July 25, 2017, in which she challenged the judge's findings of the facts and law. She is contending that the judge erred in her finding that she was not the common law spouse of Downey. Justice of the Peace Veronica Harrison had testified that she has knowledge that Somerville and Downey was Downey's spouse. Somerville is asking the court to find that the judge erred in giving no or sufficient consideration to Harrison's evidence, which was at this time an independent witness. She contends further that the judgment was against the weight of the evidence and should be set aside. Somerville is challenging the judge's findings of fact that there was no evidence that Miss Somerville assisted with household chores when she came home. That, they said, was evident from the defendant that the claimant did as she has in her beliefs she had stopped having sex. The court refused to accept that sex took place 2 weeks before the death. Somerville told the court that she and Downey lived together as man and wife from 1970 until the death in November 2013. We moved in the house in 1977, and as a couple, we had a happy life together. I even made mortgage payments from my salary at times. I am still living at the premises, but I just want this court matter to end so I can live a normal life, she stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell